Hello.
Hey, let's talk theater.
Hello,
Yes,
everyone.
yes. We
Theater.
are here. We are live. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh man, this is incredible. I am
It
Toni
is.
Simmons Henson, and I'm in the room with two of my favorite theater people. And those who I've said were my favorite before, these people have topped the list. And so they are ride or die folks. Ride or die folks. And you want to have those people in your circle of friends and colleagues. Well, again, I'm Toni Simmons Henson. I'm the producing director, executive director, and co-founder of the Atlanta Black Theater Festival. And I am so happy to be here today on the launch of this new podcast called Let's Talk Theater.
Yes. Whew. I'm excited, Tony. Excited for
Yes,
you.
these people are no strangers. Keith Franklin, who is a member of the board, he has been a part of the Atlanta Black Theater Festival, I think since day one, Keith.
It's day one.
Day one, when we were at the Porter Sanford Performing Arts Center. And he's producing a play this year. We're going to talk about that play, but I want to introduce the esteemed board chair, Winston A. Wilson, who is also a playwright. He's also a corporate executive, a public speaker. I mean, come on, y'all. Come on.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm super jazzed to be talking to you both today. I really am.
Yeah.
Keith is not only phenomenal in what he does for the ABTF, Tony, but he is like an Atlanta icon. Like everywhere I go and I'm doing something with theater, everyone knows Keith Franklin.
Everybody knows Keith.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but okay.
No,
I didn't say
it's
that part.
all
I just say they
good.
know you. Yes, that's great. But I tell you, you are revered in this city, Keith. And
you are
we
Keith.
totally
I'm honored that you guys think that. Honored.
Now we're honored to have you a part of our team. We really are.
We really are.
Keith, tell
Yes,
us
ma'am.
about your journey in theater, and
Woo!
then we'll talk a little bit about, because it's a long journey. 40 years.
Long journey. A long journey.
40 years.
I actually started theater as a kid, as a child, and so I did theater. I would be the kid in shows, adult shows. Of course, I did schoolwork and all that, and then through high school, college, I went to Georgia State for that, and did theater all through that. And at some point, right at the cusp of deciding whether to just be a professional actor and that's it, or to do something else, I got married and I ended up saying, well, I need to make more money. So I put theater to the side for 10 years and launched a career in data processing, but theater had kept calling and calling and calling and calling. So 10 years later, I found myself back in theater. And what I kind of discovered is that theater, it can be done in a avocational community theater type way that does not necessarily require you to live your life, make your money in theater. I make my living in theater, but I make my money doing something else.
That makes so much sense.
So that's kind of how it was, because theater is my calling. And so from that point, getting back into the theater on a whim, auditioning for a 2-character play, and just sure I wasn't going to get the part, but it did. And that kind of launched me back into the theater. I worked with the Soapstone Center for the Arts for quite a while until they kind of dissolved. And then I just did theater around town until myself, Nick Starr, Cynthia Williams, and Rob Douglas got together. And we kept meeting each other in these theater productions. When the White Theater over here would do a show that needed Black people, we would end up together, or they need the theater over here needed some black people. We end up together. You say, you know what, we need to stop doing this. Let's do our own thing. Let's do our own theater, so that we don't have to wait until they decide to do a black play. And so New African Grove was launched then. And it's been a wonderful ride. We've had some really wonderful highs, including being part of the inaugural Atlanta Black Theater Festival, where we sold out our shows for that festival. And we've been a part of the festival in some respect ever since. And that part has been a really wonderful thing. And that being part of the Atlanta Black Theater Festival really had to raise our national profile. So when we go to places like the International Black Theater Festival, that is something that's always mentioned, that, you know, New African Grove and the Atlanta Black Theater Festival.
I tell you, even before Keith talks more about what his show is going to be this year, I want everyone to understand that this year is going to be a phenomenal year for the Atlanta Black Theater Festival.
Yes, sir.
We are doing something amazingly historic. We are going to be at the wonderful Spelman College this Labor Day in the Samuel Jackson and LaTanya Richardson Theater.
The brand
So
new.
if you're in Atlanta and you got stuff and you don't know what's going on, this is the time. This is the time for you to say, let me get up and experience something awesome, something wonderful. This is like going to the Super Bowl. People who go to the Super Bowl don't care they just got to go for the experience. And so this is the same thing. And I'm so jazzed, Keith, about what you're going to be doing this year. And also what you dropped some names around the Atlanta community who have done some phenomenal things there. So when you think about theater and you think about where we are, 2025, what is the most amazing opportunities that you see for us as theater lovers?
Well, we are still, I mean, it's 5 years ago, or really not 5, 3 years ago, the world's opened back up from this pandemic. Theater, the art of watching and being watched, is an important thing. It's important for us as community to get together and experience something at the same time, in the same space, breathing the same air. Mm. And so in this time of recovery from isolation, theater is very important. It's important for us to reconnect with each other. In this time of political rancor, in this time of divisiveness, theater is a place for us to learn empathy, to learn how to see the world through someone else's eyes. So theater is important, man. It's like church. You need to go.
You said something that's so important for anybody who's out there listening, is that this time, as we talk to you here today in 2025, our stories, Toni created this festival based on telling our stories, but our stories are even more important now in 2025 than they've ever been.
Yeah.
They've ever been. But there's so many reasons why our stories are under attack. So if you want to make a message about your stories and our stories, come see us on Labor Day and say our stories are really, really important and really, really critical for us to make sure that the world knows where we are. Our voices will not be diminished. I'm sure that both Keith and Toni would agree with that.
Stories is what history really is.
That's right.
That's all it is. It's just the stories, whether they are the imagined stories or whether they are the quote unquote true stories, because those are always skewed by who's telling the story.
That's right.
That's our lifeblood. That's what culture is. It's the stories.
That's awesome. Keith, tell us about the show you're going to be doing this year at the ABTF. Tell us a little bit.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Well, the show is two old black guys just sitting around talking. And that, in a nutshell, is what the show is. Two old black guys just sitting around talking, and it sounds it sounds like, okay, well, it's going to be boring, but it explores a lot of things. Aging is one of the things that it touches on. It touches on the isolation that the elderly might be going through. It touches on the realization as you get older, how much we all have in common, how much we all are kind of in the same boat, just from being on the journey that long. You have a kinship with those who have also been on the journey that long. So you have that aspect of it. These guys are they're uncensored. They are men, so they talk like men talk when men get together, which where they, without the civilizing influence of the feminine, you get what you get here. And I think one of the other things is, if you come away with anything from this play, hopefully you come away with the idea that we can agree to disagree. We can be in the world, have a whole different outlook about what happened.
Yeah.
And still coexist. Yeah. We don't have to die on the hills that we are dying on today. People are dying on hills that don't mean anything. That's in the long run, those hills don't mean anything.
Exactly
and we cling to them. So it's a very interesting play. It's really fun. It's a lot of funny moments. There are some touching moments, and I just love Gus Edwards and his work.
Yeah.
And one more little tidbit. When Gus knew we were doing the play, he reached out to me. He was thankful that we're doing the play again, and he sent me a revised script.
So, wow!
And I'm going to make sure, but we may be actually doing a script that has not been done. Now it's just embellishment. It's not like a new story or anything like that. But we have some lines that may not have been spoken before.
That's
wow.
Awesome.
That's breaking news right there.
It is.
This will be the premiere. Oh, come on now. Of the new and improved, which I don't think it could have been new and improved anyway. Gus Edwards is brilliant.
Yeah.
One of the things I love about this play is not only the way you deliver it, and because this is an encore presentation. You did this play. What at the ABTF? When was it at the ABTF?
It was 2014.
2014. So
wow.
And this won't be exactly an encore in that I'm swapping roles. I'm doing the role this time.
Well, it's a 2-character play.
It's a 2-character play.
And to me, you are absolutely incredible in this. And you won an award. Let's talk about that. The first time you did it at the Atlanta Black Theater Festival.
I did.
You won a Festival Favorite Award.
Really?
Yes.
I did.
So I'm surprised to see you're doing the other role. Okay.
Yes, it's gonna be, so that's gonna be a little bit of a stretch. And another tidbit about that, and not just to pat myself on the back, but more to pat Gus on the back. We also did another Gus Edwards play, Louis and Ophelia. And I also won an award for that play. So Gus Edwards and I, we it works.
I was looking at Gus Edwards' profile, and he is Afro-Caribbean background.
Yes, sir.
And that really touched me as being someone who was born in another country. I was born in Jamaica, and looking at his background and all the stuff he's done, I was like, oh my gosh. So if you're out there, you've got to come and see this.
Yeah.
And you touch on some things at Keith that are really important for us to all consider. One of which is this bringing us all together. really in this time. The other thing that touched me a little bit is this whole concept of ageism. It's a real thing. So if you're 20
Yeah.
years old and you're listening to us, ageism is real for you too, and so it all is a real thing. So this is a really poignant story that's happening. I'm super excited about this. Toni, what else is happening at the theater? We'll get back to Keith in a second, but what else is happening this year in our lineup?
Oh man, there's a lot going on now. One thing that people have to do is they have to go to the website, which I just posted on the banner up. So go to the website and then you'll click through to see the schedule. So there's tons of events going on. So it's a 2.5-day festival. We start on Thursday night with a kickoff at the Hilton Hotel, and that's our home base hotel. And so we'll be there in the evening. You'll meet the producers. You'll meet all of our incredible board members, the actors, the cast members. It's your opportunity to network. So don't miss out on that, especially you industry folks, but also you theater enthusiasts. Please come out, hang out with us. It's a Dutch treat. So I might buy you a drink. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
She said it, everyone. She said it. So.
But it is important. It is important to come out, just pat them on the back, welcome them to the Atlanta Black Theater Festival, because we've got a whole lot of folks coming from everywhere.
Oh, yes.
California, Philadelphia, New York, Virginia, Alabama. Those are some of the states that are repping this year. So I'm really excited about that. And then the next day, on Friday, all day long, we have our Creative Art Conference. So this is a test to see if you really are a theater lover, because you come out and you can see the stage readings. And stage readings are all about you working with, being a part of the development process. So we've got about 14 stage readings. You can go all day from 10 a.m. We start at 10 a.m. We won't end until midnight. So book a room. All the information is available on the website. Book a room so you don't have to worry about driving home. The prices are reasonable. It's Labor Day weekend.
Yes.
I mean, come on, just let's close this year out great. And then we have quite a few workshops and panels. So you want to check the website for that. And some really interesting. Then we got a line dance. Oh my gosh, one of the workshops is going to be good. It's about line dancing and its impact on our community. Like how we came about. When this was submitted, I was like, whoa, I want to hear. They're going to do some line dancing, and then they're going to talk about the historical significance of line dancing. And, you know, we bring everything to the culture anyway. So
that's great.
You'll understand that more why. But there's other workshops. Just take a look at the website. And then we do that all day Friday. And one thing that I'm really excited about this year, and I'm always excited about this, is because the young people get to shine. We have the Dr. Doris Derby monologue competition.
Yes.
So we are partnering, with HBCU students, and they will kick off the monologue competition and give you guys an opportunity in the audience to get to vote for your favorite monologue. And as a result of your input and engagement, these folks will win. These young people will win scholarships. So everybody needs some scholarship money. So thank you, Dr. Doris Derby. In your memory, and she has given to us so that we can be a blessing to others. And then after that, we have we're bringing back a really popular event. And I'm so excited about this. It's called Chocolate Box. And
I love that.
It is a variety show. So it is being hosted by the Collective Mic, which is a group of pioneering poets from Philadelphia. They're artists, they're poets, are you hearing feedback from me?
No. You're fine. You're clear.
Great. They're poets, they're writers, they're actors and artists, but it's a team of them, and they're really, really popular in Philadelphia, and they're hosting this year's Chocolate Box. So that you don't want to miss. And that's a late night event. It starts at 10 o'clock. And they'll be hosting that until midnight. So again, book a room, then you can just go to the bar, hang out, network, go back to your room, get up the next morning, and the next morning, Saturday, you can even sleep in because the first show starts at 11 a.m. And that where we head to the theater, which will be held on Spelman's, the theater festival portion, and the Black Expo and business market will be held on Saturday. And that's when we'll go and you can see the plays, you can hang out on the campus, and we'll have plenty of seats outside, you do food trucks, and you can go see the play, hang in and out all day. Our first show starts at 11 a.m. and we run all the way until 8 p.m. And if that's not enough,
gosh,
more,
Toni. Yeah, more.
Relax. If that's not enough, we'll end the festival with a festival favorite award ceremony, but also a cabaret dinner show. I am so excited because we are going to have the incredible Ursula O. Robinson.
Woo-hoo.
Is doing her one-woman show, Skinny, which is it was a festival favorite way back. I think she came in 2012, 2013. So she's doing an encore, revised cabaret version of that. We're going to party. We got a DJ. We've got food. And it's just, and if you don't know who Ursula O. Robinson is, just check out Netflix.
That's right. She's all over Netflix.
Check out Tyler Perry star, and she's hilarious. Her show is phenomenal. Hey, just go to the website.
She is all over Netflix, that's for sure.
She sure is. And recognizable. She's so recognizable with her blonde hair. But she played the mom in Divorce in Black. Yeah, Divorce in Black. Divorce in Black. She was also in Beauty in Black and a couple of other Hulu and primetime shows.
Yeah,
but
she was in a recent one too.
A friend of the festival, and it's going to be hilarious. Trust to believe.
That is so fantastic. So all of you who are listening, if you haven't, when I said initially, this is a Super Bowl of theater. Hopefully you getting this now by hearing from Toni.
Like that.
You know, because when you go to Super Bowl, one time I went to Super Bowl. I went there. And this is the 14th year. And all of the stuff we just shared with you, that is just a tidbit of all of the great camaraderie and love that you see when you come to the theater.
The family reunion feeling. We see people that we didn't see until last year. People from all over the country.
Yes.
And you get to get in and you'll see people. It's just like a family reunion. And I don't want to dismiss this, Toni, but us being and we've had some great festivals at the Southwest Arts Center and the Douglas Theater in Macon. But I don't want to dismiss the power of us being at Spelman College this year.
It's a historical moment and it's significant because we'll be the first major event that they've had since the breaking the ribbon. The ribbon ceremony was just in February. So will be the first major event to happen in that facility. And they're rolling out the red carpet. I cannot give enough kudos and thanks to the new department chair, Natalie Sowell. She is the person who has really, really opened the doors for us in this collaboration, which is very important because we're trying to build pathways for the next generation and get the next generation of theater students connected to the professional world. This is a tough business. Yeah. So we need to be able to support each other and make these connections and make sure that the Atlanta Black Theater Festival as an institution is in collaboration with Spelman College and the AU Center as institutions. So it's an important partnership. And we're always talking about, we don't get together, we don't collaborate, we don't partner. Well, we're doing it. Now,
that's right. We're doing it right now.
Go up and show your support.
That's right. So Keith, you've been with the festival since its inception. And you heard Toni and I talk about how phenomenal it is to be part of this year's festival. I want you to talk like we're not here, but you're talking to the audience and those people who are out there saying, well, I don't know what I'm doing on Labor Day. I got this, I got that, I got this or that. Tell them from your viewpoint what some of the real most powerful reasons why they need to come to this year's festival.
Well, first of all, again, it's our opportunity to just be together in a safe place that's celebrating us. So that's one of the things. Just It again, just like when you go to your family reunion, you're at home. You even though these cousins that you've never even met, you have this kinship. You have this feeling of comfort. So that's one thing. Just a place for that rejuvenation, to feel comfortable, to feel at home. Uh, the other thing, and I think a lot of people miss this when we talk about the things like the play readings and the workshops and those things. Uh, that's where the theater starts. That's where everything starts. So the play that you're seeing on Broadway or the movie that they developed from this play, it started as somebody's play reading. So you could be the first person to see something that, years from now, it's a big phenomenon. You were in the room when it was first read.
Yeah.
So you just don't know. You might be watching the first reading of a Hamilton, for instance, or something. You just don't know that. So you have that whole thing. For those who are interested in getting beyond just sitting and participating, sitting as an audience member, you get to see the inner workings of theater when you go to these workshops. You get to see things from a producer's perspective, from a writer's perspective. We even from just time management. Winston gave a very, very interesting and useful presentation just on that. So it's a growth opportunity. That's another reason to come. It's a growth opportunity for you. It's not you walk away with something that you keep forever and that nobody can take from you.
Yes.
So
I have to tell you, you are so right. And to put a finer point on what you're sharing about how we help to incubate stories, our stories. I had a chance to put my own reading in. The ABTF accepted it, and ultimately it got to be the premiere of last year's festival. And if it wasn't for the ABTF allowing me to cultivate that and to work through that, I don't know where it would have been. So that's my example, but there's so many more examples to your point, Keith, of people who have put their work and said, let me start at the ABTF in that safe zone.
Yeah.
And let me put it out there. Let me do this reading. And next thing you know, it's all over the place and it's all over the country.
Yes. I agree wholeheartedly. And another thing I want to add to your comments, which are so important, live performances, live theater is such a multi-dimensional experience. When you go to the movies, and the movies are a multi-million-dollar industry. I mean, come on. That's a one-dimensional experience unless you see it in 3D. But there's just something different about the theater experience. Just, the famous George Wolfe, a famous playwright, said, when you go to a movie, you sit back and you relax and you enjoy the show. When you go to theater, you lean forward and enjoy the show. And I love that. The first time I heard, I love that. And I say that often just to remind people, bring the kids, bring the family. This year we're doing a children's play, and that starts at 11 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And it's truly a children's theater for young artists. I mean, for youth, theater for youth. And it's called, anyway, go to the website. I'm sorry. The Turtle Races the Rabbit. But it is very engaging. You guys, parents, children, everybody's going to have a fantastic time. And we'll have the producer of that show coming up in the next few sessions of Let's Talk Theater. But yeah, that's important, what you just said, Keith.
Yeah. It is it's crucial that we get together. It's just it just invigorates us in a way that most things don't. Again, I liken it to church, because that's about the only other place where you have this spirit, feeling of spirit just running through.
Yeah, I would agree. And thank you for those of you who are putting in comments. We love those comments. They are fantastic. Thank you for putting that in there. I wanted to add to what you just said there, Keith. For me, going to theater is nourishment. Just
Yep.
like you have actual nourishment that you get from food. When I go there and I experience it, regardless of what happened in the show or not, I come out, and especially you go with somebody else, you feel like something's been put in your spirit a little bit. And each show you go to, you feel that that's happening. And I don't feel that same way, to Tony's point. I love movies, don't get me wrong. But I don't feel the same imbuement in my spirit than I do when I go and see a dope show. I just
Yeah.
don't. Especially when I go and see ABTF shows and there's a whole bunch of us talking about stuff that we're doing. Oh my gosh, the nourishment is on multiplied by that point.
Yeah.
It really is. So we've gotten a great lineup here. So this is the first of many Let's Talk Theater shows. I'm so privileged to be able to talk with Keith today and to Toni. They both have given me personally so much as they've given to so many others. Thank you so much, Kay Sidney, for your comment. And so when you're out there and you're thinking about what am I going to do this Labor Day?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we want you to come to see the show, but we want you to come see the show for the nourishment.
Yeah.
We want you to come and see it for all of the things that'll be in your soul once you come out of it. I'm telling you, those of you who are involved in theater, you know how it feels. And the fact that we're going to do this, and I keep saying this, and I know I'm sounding so much like a broken record, but we're in the center of the city, in my view. HBCUs are all around us.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff is happening on Labor Day with us. There's all kinds of things going on with other events that are happening. But we, ABTF, are going to be in the center. And to what Toni said earlier, the young people who are involved in theater these days, we are so excited to be part of that there for them. Years ago, I had a chance to talk with Toni, and she was part of the SETC organization. And there was a group called the Black Theater Group. And the energy and excitement that young people had was amazing. And so Toni said, bring everybody, bring everyone. It was so funny, Keith, when you told my family reunion, and this is my last comment before I'll ask you a question. You said, who is, you bring your old family. And I thought about my old, my grumpy uncle that would come to my family reunion. And guess what his name was? His name was Keith. So, I don't know. I just thought about that. I was like, oh gosh, how did that come from that? So Keith, you're a staple here in Atlanta in regards to the theater scene. Tell a little bit, or tell people who are listening, how is this scene growing and evolving from your perspective?
It is growing. I mean, it's growing pretty exponentially. In 2009, when New African Grove started, there really weren't many other Black theater entities, at least not that I knew of. There was True Colors, of course, and us for the most part for a while. Now, there are all kinds of other things springing up. The Marriott Theater in the Square was purchased by a Black man. Academy of Theater has connected with Impact Theater, run by Brenda Porter. And so there's just all these other avenues now for Black, particularly Black theater that's amazing. Even though movies are what movies are, the need for people to get together is visceral, and so there are a lot of different companies popping up. In the past 2 weeks, I will have seen 5 different shows.
Wow.
Just from theater around. So Atlanta is a really popping theater town. It's a lot of theater. Of course,
That's awesome.
a lot of it is Eurocentric theater, but it's a lot of theater. Atlanta is, and there's a lot of Afrocentric theater happening in Atlanta. So Yeah, just please, the audience out there. Yes, we're advocating for Atlanta Black Theater Festival. Yes, but theater in general. Just stop going to the movie pages and see what's going on in the theater, and take some time to check them out.
Well, I can tell you one thing: the way movie prices has gone up, it is really competitive.
Yeah. You're gonna spend that same money anyway. Yeah, my wife and I went to a show, the movie show, and I was saying that between the food and the movie, we could have gone to the theater for this amount of money. Could have seen 2 shows.
That's exactly right.
And that's one thing I love about the Atlanta Black Theater Festival. We try to price it so that it is a nonprofit organization. We don't try to drive profit. We just try to break even. And we try to price our shows so that you can see more than one. Yes. So the children's show is less than the price of a movie. It's only $15. And we'll talk more about all of the shows that are coming. I don't want to hog that, but I am particularly proud to present or be a part of the presentation of 2 old Black guys sitting around talking by Gus Edwards. And so it's an encore. I love that you're a part of this production and bringing it back. And again, if you missed it, we will be presenting the new revised version.
Yes.
Of this play. And I don't know if it's ever been seen before, but we're going to claim it as the first. Well, at least for sure, it'll be the first in Atlanta.
It'll be the first in Atlanta for sure.
Yes. So that's exciting news. Any other last minute questions before we wrap up?
Tickets are available now. So if you are out there and saying, well, where are the tickets? You go to atlantabtf.org. You can get passes. So you can get all of the stuff we've talked about here today. And it's such a phenomenal price when you think about different festivals that are out there. Or if you want to get a show or you want to see a reading, those are available as well. We really would love for you to think about, how do I help our stories grow? And one of the ways you can do that is by being part of the ABTF this year. It's going to be so much, not just fun, not just excitement, but education, enlightenment. I'm so looking forward to Keith's show. I'm going to be one of those guys. I'm one of those guys actually technically now.
You and me both.
So I'm so thrilled about this. So Toni, I'm just advocating for people that there's so much to do in the world these days, but Atlanta is our city. Atlanta Black Theater Festival, we are the mecca of Black theater. There's lots of Black theater festivals all around, including the International Black Theater Festival, Fade to Black, a lot of phenomenal ones all over the country. We really want you to think about, have some fun. Come in, spend the time, get that drink from Toni that she was mentioning. Have a blast. Come and chop it up. Have a blast. So I'm so looking forward to it. That's my last comment. And you go to atlantabtf.org. Make sure if you have any comments for us, you please let us know. Those of you who put comments in today, we thank you. Thank you for putting in your comments today. For those of you who listen to us afterwards on blacktheater.tv, please, any comments you have, any questions you have, please just let us know. Toni, this has been great. Keith, as always, I learned so much from you, brother. Every time I talk to you, you are such a phenomenal theater king. So thank you so much for everything you do for us.
And please, if you're on Facebook, follow us. If you are on YouTube, hit that subscription button on Black Theater TV. We're talking theater. So that's it for our first episode.
Oh my gosh, this is so amazing.
Theater. It is amazing. Thank you all. God bless you. We'll see you at the theater.
See you at the theater.